Agree.
Angry Birds.
With the leader of the Labor Party in the opposition, Rebecca White. Good morning, Beck.
Good morning, everybody.
And our very own Jackie Lambie, who has got something interesting about to happen on TV. She can't announce yet, but it's going to be quite
Give us a teaser. Give us a little taste.
controversial. Would that?
Controversial is not the word. Yeah, it's controversial, all right.
Oh, wow. How long do we have to wait for this, Jack? When's it coming out?
Thursday morning, you'll see the announcements, and it's very interesting the way they're doing it. So the way they're going to be doing it is, a lot of it's going to be live. So it could be very, very interesting.
Well,
We might have to book you in for a chat
We'll keep our eye out for that.
Friday.
In the meantime, let's start off with the leader of the opposition, Rebecca White.
Hey, what about good morning to me?
good morning, House.
Thanks, Dave. That's okay. Move
You
on
know
quickly.
I love you. I'm sorry. Geez, I will not. I'll cop that all day now. Okay. Leader of the opposition, Beck
Good way
White.
to make her angry, I think. It's a good start.
That's
Yes,
good.
you're
Actually,
right, Beck, you're right.
It was a tactic. The DEFCON music festival in New South Wales ended up with 2 people dying and a couple very seriously ill after drug overdoses. And the New South Wales Premier has said that she wants to ban that festival. Is that a reasonable approach, or should there be pill testing so people know what they're taking, which has had a really good result overseas? Should we be doing that in Australia, Beck?
I'm in two minds about this. On the one hand, if you had pill testing, then you could prevent deaths. And given that there were a couple of deaths from that incredibly tragic, then I would be of the view, on one hand, to say then we should do that. But on the other hand, the concern is that those are illegal substances, and once you allow pill testing,
But aren't
give a
people
green
using
light
them?
for
Aren't
people
people
to
using
use
them anyway?
They are using them anyway, and it's not so much about that I'm concerned about. It's the green light you give to the pushers, because then they can continue to push products on people who will continue to use them.
How about this then?
So I'm in two minds about it, Dave. is what I'm saying.
If taking that to its logical conclusion, then if people, if you want to take control of the quality, why don't we make them legal, and then we can control the quality, the concentration, et cetera, so then people know what they take and the government can tax it. Why don't we do that?
Well, there's that argument as well. I mean, people could present with Tic Tacs, for instance, and get them tested and find they're getting sold to dud. On the other hand, you do open it up to people creating businesses out of this. They could be taxed, but I think it's fraught with danger. That's why I'm really in two minds about what the best approach is here. If we want to have a public health response about saving lives, then pill testing is probably a sensible way to go forward. But it has to be done in a way that doesn't give a green light to people who are going to push drugs and make money out of illicit substances.
Jackie Lambie?
Yeah, look, this is a difficult one, but bottom line is I don't want any more dead kids. So I don't think you've got any other choice. It has been quite successful. If you can't stop them from taking these pills, and they're going to do that. Those drug pushers are going to push them on them anyway. I would rather them go and be tested and know where they're at. I think that's just common sense. Bottom line is, while you've had both majors sitting there with their head up their bum for years and years. We didn't even have a crystal meth problem until I spoke about my son. I've been sitting there telling them for the last 3 years beforehand that we had a crystal meth problem in this country. So you've got majors sitting there that are sitting there in denial, and this becomes completely out of control.
Well, I ask
we
you
don't have
then.
enough on our quarantine. We've got to take it back to the people who have not shut this down in the first place. We've got to take it back to why aren't we teaching this to our kids in primary school?
Well,
it's too late by the time we get to 15 and 16.
Given that so many people are using drugs anyway, should we be legal or decriminalising it so we can take control of it?
No, absolutely not. You don't decriminalise it. I don't see any point in that. You continue to fight the war on drugs, but quite frankly,
Which we're losing ridiculously.
Which we're losing, just because they sit in denial and they don't want to do tough. There needs to be much tougher penalties. We need to be doing more, boosting up our quarantine. Look, they're doing a great job with the staff that they have, but we just don't have enough. Federal police are screaming for more people to put on drug squads and whatever else, and we're not doing it. So we've got to take some responsibility in the lack of actions that we're not providing from Parliament.
Al?
Well, the facts are 2 young people died at this festival. There's 3 more currently on life support. Now, at that festival, 700 people sought medical attention during that festival. 700.
For drugs?
Yes. So whatever they're doing, I mean, politicians cannot claim that the current measures, sniffer dogs, etc., are helping reduce the availability at all. It's not working. In European cities, police publicly support pill testing. There's no evidence at all that pill testing is harmful. To me, the simple question is that these ministers have to ask themselves, would they prefer that their own children attend a music festival that has pill testing or does not have pill testing? It's as simple as that.
Because it doesn't
I
make
know
it-
for me, I've got a 25 and 24-year-old. Of course I say to them, don't take anything, and their friends. You cannot be naive and think that they're not going to, and it's not going to come across their path at some stage. Would I prefer that there's pill testing at any festival they attend? 100% yes.
That's Angry Birds Part 1, Angry Birds Part 2 coming up.
7:47 Triple M.
The Dave Noon